In this video, I'm going to share some information that will help you to become your own recruiter. It's especially good if you're struggling right now in the job market. Maybe you've applied to loads of jobs already, you're not having much success, you've worked with lots of recruiters, you're even not getting interviews, or the very few interviews you get are not going anywhere. There are some steps that you can take into your own hands to help you with your search. So let's get straight into it. So to begin with, I recommend going on ChatGPT. There are other AIs you can use, but this is the one that everyone knows. Paid version I have, but you may also be able to do this with a non-paid version. And all I've done is to say, let's pretend I'm a Reg Affairs manager. I want to roll in CMC. I speak English and German. Please give me a list of 100 companies that I can look into. Please put it into Excel format and have a link for each company's website. Now, obviously, what you're looking for might be different, so you put in what you're looking for. The more detail you give ChatGPT, the better. And effectively, the only thing I'd add to this is that I had to ask it multiple times, please give me the Excel sheet with 100 companies. I eventually changed it to, please give me the CSV file with 100 companies. It took a bit of time to get its head around it, but eventually it gave me the list. And here is the list right here. So we've got all these companies. It's super useful. So now all I've done is add as have I applied. And now you've got a list of companies to go through that potentially you've not looked at yet. And the idea here is we're going to go through every single company. We're going to see if we can find a job on their website that suits what we are looking for. So this first will just give you a list so you know who you've applied to, who you haven't. And out of all these companies, I can nearly guarantee there's some that you've not even heard of before or not even considered. And in this, you will find some companies that potentially might have a good or interesting job for you. So it's just giving you more options, but we can do a lot more with this. So next thing is to go to LinkedIn. So we're going to look at Lonza, for example. And on LinkedIn, you want to go to your network. You want to go on to filters or connections first. Search for filters. Let it all load, and then current company, and then you're going to pick Lonza. So you're going to do this with every single company, and the idea is you're going to try and see if there's people you're connected with who work at Lonza, who potentially could be useful. So you may have ex-colleagues who work there now. You may have friends who work there now. If you haven't got a big network, this isn't going to be so helpful, but a lot of people do. And the idea here is simply you might know somebody there already who can help you out. So there's somebody who's a friend of yours, you drop a message and you say, hey, like I'm currently looking and I was just wondering if you might know who's the best person to speak to at Lonza. Your personal network can really help you out more than you might realize. So this takes a bit of time, but at the end of the day, if you're looking for a job, you have the time, why the hell not? So this is step one, seeing people you might know already. Step two is we go into second connections and start looking at potentially people who could be hiring managers. Now you can refine this a bit more. You can do a search. You can search for regulatory, if you're a regulatory person, or QA, whatever it is that you're doing, or you can look at HR, talent acquisition, but you can start looking to see if there are people who might be decision makers for you to connect with. The idea is if they connect with you, first of all, they might see your profile. They may, if they're hiring, they're more likely to know about you. And on top of this, there's more we can do with this later. But at the end of the day, you're expanding your network with people who potentially could hire you. This might not help you immediately, but in the long term, it will. And again, you can do so every single company. You can connect to 3 or 4 people, maybe the CEO, head of talent acquisition, VP for HR, whoever it might be, who you think may be a person who could be involved in the hiring process. So people you already know, connect with hiring managers. Next thing is being more proactive in messaging. So let's say you've connected with some VPs of HR, you've connected with some TA or people like this. End of the day, a lot of people are fearful of this. They're like, oh my God, if I message a company, they think I'm desperate or they think I'm weird or my God, but think of it this way, okay? At some point in your career, someone's probably messaged you on LinkedIn just saying, hey, I was just wondering if there's any positions in the regulatory department right now. I'm on the market, or I'm just curious to connect. I just wanted to see if I might be able to help your business. How have you reacted to that? Because I can nearly guarantee, unless you're a psychopath, you haven't reacted in a negative way. You've probably, at worst, ignored it, or you might have replied to them and said, yeah, actually, this person you need to speak to. In some cases, you might have forwarded their CV. So End of the day, if you're not going to be horrible to people messaging you, why should other people be horrible messaging if you message them? So it's all in our heads, basically. People do not mind being messaged. Worst case, they ignore it. So the idea is you can connect with VPs, whoever it is, people involved in the hiring process, and you can just ask them open, honest questions. You can say you're curious about the business. You can even just suggest, hey, would you like a coffee chat? It'd be good to network and get to know some people there. And you can also be very open to say, hey, like I'm currently on the market. I wanted to see if I might be able to help your business. Are there any positions open right now in regulatory or contract positions? I'll be honest, this is a numbers game. You could do this 100 times and only get one reply. However, if you're on the market, you got the time, and that one reply equals a job, then you've been your own recruiter. So you can do this 1 hour every single day, and it will improve your chances. And worst case, you're learning about more companies that you might not have known before. It's improving your market knowledge. It's improving your network. And there's no negative to doing this. So yeah, I hope this might help somebody out there. Check it out. If you've got any questions, message me directly on LinkedIn. Take care.